Live Lundy, that's a good one.
Live Lundy. Hello.
Hi guys.
Just about to fall out. Hello everybody. We will, as we did last week, we'll give it a minute before. Oh, someone's already joined us. Look at that on the wall. We will wait a moment to see if people join us. Then we'll start doing our lovely things. I'm sure Colin has something he wants to do, so we'll let him entertain us for a minute or two.
Nah, you're right, man. I'm
great. Are you not gonna sing your happy birthday like you said you were going to do?
Aye, but just not right now.
Oh well, hey, look, we've got a few minutes to spare, so let's do it. Let's get it out of the way.
Well, whose birthday is it? I was wondering what the wrinkles were all about tonight.
I don't know. I've not put my cream on for a week or two.
Cool.
Look at the hair as well. I mean, I must be
looking,
the hair's growing.
It's looking snazzy. Well, see, the barbers are open now.
I know. Is that a week trip? The dream and all that, you know. Oof.
That's dedication, Keith, isn't it? You're on here live with everybody on your birthday.
That's because I'm here for the love.
Mm-hmm.
Peace out. That's me done. My evening talk. So we have our first comment of the day. Strange from this angle. Well,
on the other side, Jamie.
Come and say hi then, Jamie. Anyway, we've got a few folk watching. We don't want to bore them with our rubbish, so let's make a wee start. Hello, and welcome back to another episode from A New Hope podcast. Brought to you today by myself and my lovely hosts, Susie, and always Colin. Tonight we're talking about a new normal. A new normal, which is what's happened after the pandemic. We're going to cover a couple of areas briefly, which will be what is a new normal, how the pandemic has changed the workplace, and some coping strategies and safe practices that we can think of.
Was there ever a normal though, Keith? Was there ever a normal?
This is very true. There's a very philosophical question for the evening. We could start if you like. Was there ever a normal? What does everybody think in the chat? Was there ever a normal?
Do we let Jamie comment about being normal? Because I think he's far off it. Love you, Jamie.
Just because his normal is different to your normal does not mean his normal is invalid.
Mm-hmm.
So a new normal, what could that mean for us, I wonder? Again, if you have any comments you want to leave, please write them in and we'll get back to you. Anything you want to say about this new normal, which we'll get into just now, I think a new normal for us now is going to be for a long time the whole social distancing, masks in shops, the way that schools work, public places. I think it's something that we all just need to probably accept would be the best way to say it, and just carry on and do our best to keep to the rules and hope that the pandemic, I don't know if you can say COVID because you usually get banned if you say that stuff from the algorithm, will dissipate at some point.
You're saying there's social distancing. I think there's some people out there that are saying, that's social distancing, but there's other people out there just brain dead to it. Absolutely brain dead, just hang over the top of you to just get a packet of crisps or something.
This is true. Definitely. They're the people you just want to go, get away.
But so whenever you say about a new normal, I suppose it's more a big educational step for a lot of people. It's like trying to teach, like, look, you need to keep your distance now. But we're creatures of habit. We like social interaction, like being close to other people. We're
Very true.
uh, coming across as now you have to keep a distance. It's hard for a lot of folk, so it plays a lot on your mind as well as because what would you say? Confusion creates a lot of confusion.
Especially for kids. I think they find
Uh,
it really
I
hard.
know. I know. Whenever you have a prime minister that's saying go to work but don't go to work, stay at home if you. It's all this malarkey. I mean, go on a bus but stay off a bus. I mean, what can you know what I mean? What can you do?
Pretty much, yeah. That is what it's like, isn't it?
Aye.
If you the head honcho has no idea what he's talking about, what does the rest of us think?
Aye.
We just try our best to do what we're told, and nobody knows what we're even being told to do.
So what's a new normal for you, Keith?
Me, well, see, I'm one of these people which not much has overly changed. I don't really tend to go out much or be very sociable. I know my facade on here being able to talk, but I'm not overly sociable. So for me, it's not that bad. I found it probably worse when it came to going to shops and going out in public or on the bus when I had to. I still find that a bloody hard one to do. I'm just sitting there like a leaf. Okay.
I mean, I'm a regular traveller on buses, and with having the new social distancing and masks on buses, I find it really strange. My commute to and from work's about 50 minutes. And sitting there for a mask on for 50 minutes it's quite hard. So it is. You're constantly wanting to touch your face. You want to do this, that, and the other. Just pull it down, but of course, it's for your own safety. So you try your best to just keep it at a minimum.
Definitely. I mean, but then again, as we said earlier, there's people that are just brain dead to it. I was on the bus 2 days ago. What was it? 3 days ago now? Or 2 days ago? And a boy got on the bus. Took his mask off as soon as he was on the bus. The driver had to, look, you need to put it on, you need to get off, it's the law. Like, I was like, well, just freaking just leave it on. Always one chance.
How about yourself, Susie? How's the new normal for yourself?
So I went back to work probably about a month ago, and it has definitely changed. Everything's changed. It's a different kind of atmosphere. There's a huge different variety of people that are adhering really rigidly to the social distancing rules. They're masked up. Some people are wearing masks and visors, shields and gloves. Whereas there's others who are doing none of that. And, they're really kind of leaning over each other, leaning over, us. So there's a wide variety of people. So the new normal for me really is not knowing what to expect. Life is just a little bit different. And so kind of going out into work or interacting with people and just having a bit of an open mind about it all and trying to just say, what would it be like to walk in their shoes? The people that are wearing the masks and the gloves and the visors that are terrified, of this. These are folk that have been told to stay at home. So they've had this constant stay at home message over a long period of time. And then suddenly they're out there in the world again. And, their body's on high alert. They're almost hyper vigilant to the threat, of COVID, which we all know hasn't really gone away. So I'm trying to be a bit compassionate and accept that we're all different and, that people aren't necessarily doing anything out of badness, because otherwise, I can find myself getting a bit wound up by it, and then I have to kind of take
definitely.
You can't let yourself get wound up about other people's behaviour as long as you're doing what you need to be doing.
it.
And you try your best to keep the distance. And your mask and your gloves if you need to. Which we will cover gloves later on in our other bit, the safe practices. Few things to say about gloves. Some good, some bad. I'm sure some people will not agree with me, but we'll see. Here's some comments from Karen here. Yeah, some people don't care about social distancing. Yeah, they go to work, don't go to work. Pretty much, yeah. Some people do, some people don't. And here's Stephen. Like Lundy said, humans like to socialise, so social distance is going to take a bit of time to get used to. Or if you're like me, an antisocial.
You're right. I definitely Nemo is an antisocial.
Again, I feel sorry for the wee kids during the pandemic. They don't understand. Again, with masks, it will take a bit of just used to. I wear them when I'm working, have a beard. It does tend to get a bit itchy.
Well, Nemo, all you have to do is shave it off, big man. That's all you have to do.
But that is an interesting point that Stephen's raised there, because I was thinking about this the other day, and I always smile at children when I'm out in the shops, always give them a big grin, and I'm still doing that, but I'm doing it behind a mask, so
no one can see it.
They're not getting that kind of it's going to be kind of interesting in a few years. The kids that are at that kind of crucial age where they're really reading facial expressions, like the really minute, subtle differences, that we all have. What's it going to be like as they grow up and move on? I mean, not like, I don't think it's going to be like anything to worry about, but it will be quite interesting. The
long-term effects on children. No real.
Especially with, for myself, like I work with people all day long, so you kind of trying to gauge how the customer is, what kind of mood they're in by their facial expressions and their body language. And now for me, it's next to impossible.
Yeah.
So it is next to impossible because they're just wearing a mask up, just can't tell. So for me, then you have to put the bells and whistles on tenfold to try and make sure that the customer is happy.
Yep.
Definitely.
So what are we relying on now? If we can't see facial expressions, what are we left with? We're left with
sticks. The sticks that people bring into shops to go.
Sticks. It's funny to say body language, and eyes being the window to the soul. But sticks. Good thing we didn't buffer there, and we all heard something else.
See, eyes are quite a big one. I mean, you can't tell when people are smiling with their eyes. If we all smile, our eyes do tend to lift around the cheekbones and get a bit higher.
Yeah.
No.
However, frowning.
Yeah.
Angry. But it is a lot harder, especially because probably find a lot of people are going to be a lot more irritated by the fact that they have to go around with these masks on and keep their face all covered up and they're going into shops. I mean, I've noticed myself when I've been into a shop, I'm having to constantly repeat myself because people can't even understand a word I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is this before or after you put a mask on, Keith?
Usually before. Gets worse after.
Well, see, as you said, I mean, I've found that as well. We've got a big plastic screen up, and you're standing behind it, and folk have got masks on, and it's just 10 times worse. And I'm sure for a normal person, it's just so frustrating that they're standing there going, oh, I'm having to repeat myself, but unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. It just seems to be a way to get on with things.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Head down, just carry on.
Keep calm and carry on.
Anybody else in the viewing have any comments to make about a new normal? Anything they've noticed or they find irritating or don't find irritating? Things that you've seen, or you do, which are now normal habits to yourselves?
Well,
And it's not try and grow a samurai top knot. That's just a personal preference.
I thought it was a palm tree you were going for.
Well, if I didn't put it in the wee bun, it's like a pineapple.
One thing I will say about the new normal is, and this is something that I said kind of I stressed right at the beginning of the outbreak, is please keep listening to valid sources for your information, because this week alone, I'm not quite sure what people were reading or what newspaper was responsible for this, but I've had a couple of people say that if I carry on wearing my mask for periods of 8 or 9 hours at a time, then I will get pneumonia, chest infections. Maybe say, there was another couple of. So
That's interesting.
Yeah. So luckily, I only really tend to look to really well researched.
Reputable sources.
Yeah, reputable sources. So I would encourage everybody to carry on, going to the reputable sources rather than looking for their information offline.
Yes.
Online, rather. Sorry.
Stuart here has made the greatest point ever.
Oh, yeah.
Glasses steam up. I do have a fix for that. Professional pro tip. See if you get the M3 tape or medical tape. Mask. Problem solved. Just don't wear the mask goes over your nose. Works the charm.
What's M3 tape, Keith? Is that like micropore?
Yeah, the medical tape. The stuff you can get from boots and stuff. You just put on. Say if you've got a bandage, put the tape on.
Yeah.
That's what M3 tape is. Or 3M tape, sorry. Could be 3M.
Cool. Yeah, you are. Life hacks from Keith.
That's my new channel.
So you just push it over the edge of your nose there.
Yeah, see where the mask goes over your nose, so it goes like there. You put the tape over where the connecting is of the mask to your nose, and that stops the
air going away.
True.
I've got loads of useless information in my head.
You're right.
Shut up, you.
Another one I was going to say about the new normal. Do you think it's helped a lot of people gain patience?
Oh no.
No.
Oh no. People are more aggravated and moaning and groaning than ever, in my experience. Maybe I just piss people off a lot, but generally they're more moaning and groaning.
Well, we're all waiting to go into shops now with very minimal fuss.
I mean, it is better. It is better than what it was. I mean, when lockdown was in full effect, I remember going to Asda, standing in the rain for 30 minutes before I even got inside. You're like, I'm soaking here. And somebody I know worked there goes, I'm sorry, I can't let you in. We need to wait till it was like 1 in, 1 out. I'm like, oh gosh, I know, I'm sorry. It's like your fault. It's trying to get inside. But at least now it seems to be a flow of shops, as you say, it's a little easier. It's a lot more in and out than just standing about. On that one, we will move on to our next wee topic, which is very well it works. How this pandemic has changed the workplace, or you found out changes the workplace? I've got a funny feeling that a few of our viewers will probably have something to say about this one. Both good and bad. So start you, Colin.
How has it changed the workplace? Because I work in a sales-driven business, we're now having to watch the pennies a lot more. So whenever it comes to staffing levels, you're very, very, very cautious about it now. We have to be making sure that all the numbers are correct and that. So we're this time last year, I would maybe have 4 people on with me. I'm now down to 2. So we're harder. We're grafting all day. Just as well as the procedures that were now implemented with the COVID. So the likes we're sanitizing contact points a lot more. We're actually doing that every hour. Stock levels they're up in the air, but no one knows what to do. It's a lot of things have changed. A hell of a lot of things have changed, and it runs its toll on the brain. It makes you think a lot more, and you have to be on the ball a lot more.
Mm-hmm. So how has that affected you, Colin? Then do you think it's a bit more stressful trying to do, like, within the same working hours, trying to do many more tasks?
Yeah, as a manager, I'm not getting to manage some paperwork tasks and things out there. They're having to get done at either before I start my work or after I've finished my work.
Yeah.
We're just getting in and working, like, just as workers really at the moment, just because we're not getting the time. But really, for me, we're having to now check on the health and well-being of the staff more. That's a new thing that's come in. You're kind of making sure their mental health's all right, as well as their physical. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think that we're in that kind of world where we're working on it like that.
Here's an interesting one from Stephen. Where I work, basically, you get your temp done in the morning and you're given mass hand sanitizer stations through at the site, one-way system around the place, and of course social distancing as well.
Yeah.
What is it that you do for a job? You don't have to obviously say it's up to you, but seems to work, especially depending.
It's quite good that they're doing that there for you, Nemo. You're getting the chance to, well, they're implementing them procedures as well as following up on them. So it is. It's not bad that way.
But again, it depends obviously what the job is. Would depend on
size of the company as well.
And stuff. But I mean, temp done. That's quite an interesting one. If you have a high temperature, it doesn't automatically mean you've got the condition.
I think it's more a precautionary measure from a company who, because it is one of the symptoms of COVID.
It is.
Then, so I suppose if they get you straight out of the workplace and get you to go get tested, blah blah blah, and try and go from there, then it's a bit more safer.
Yeah. He works bottling whiskey and vodka. Jeez, typical Scotsman. Jesus.
Yo, Nemo, mind my birthday's coming up. I want a couple of cases, mate. 19th of August.
You missed my birthday.
I know. A couple of free bottles, or I'm telling you, I'm sending Big Marvin down to that scheme to sort you clean out.
Don't worry, the pals.
I'll tell you a wee quick story about me and Stephen.
Oh, here we go.
So years ago, we've been out partying. We ended up back at one of the friends' houses. Next thing is, Stephen's crashed out, sleeping. I've crashed out, sleep. Next thing is, I'm awakened. Now, Stephen lives down in Kilmarnock, and at the time the scheme was on. So Stephen's woke up to the famous words he's woke me up with. Colin, I'm getting a crisis loan. I'm going to get Bullet the dog back. And then for about 3.5 hours, all I hear is, Bullet, I'm coming to save you, pal. And that was me and Stephen. Nights out. For them.
Oh, fair enough. How about you, Susie? How's work for you?
Well, so it's been different throughout this. Instead of seeing clients one-to-one, face-to-face, and being able to, just to sit opposite somebody and, have that contact, that kind of human interaction, it's been via a screen like this. So it's been so different. And that took a lot of getting used to for me. So not so much for the people that I've been working with, because they're at the moment they're younger. So this is just normality for them, sitting, talking to somebody through a screen. So they're fine with it, but it's me that's had to make the adjustments. So that's how it's kind of changed for me. But it's definitely the way forward. I'm quite happy to carry on this way.
I think we might need to move this Phoenix a little. He gets in the way a bit. This new man. Here's a follow-up comment for you, Colin. No wonder we were on it from 3 in the afternoon till 3 in the morning. Jeez, oh man.
Might have been. I don't remember.
But the new work. How about anybody else have any comments from people watching about their work?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Keith. Happy birthday to you.
I love you, man. Oh, okay. Stop you.
I get this Phoenix out of my face.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
Is it away now? Is it away? Gone.
I need to make a new one.
Bob the Phoenix is away. I'm calling him Bob. I don't know why, but it's called Bob from now on.
Cool.
So usually at this point, we have our wee news segment. We don't actually have any new news. Because, well, nothing's happened. So just going to reiterate.
Are you sure, Keith?
Oh, yeah. Call the screwed up buddies that we're meant to get.
These are class. These are class hoodies.
We now have hoodies.
These are class hoodies, by the
way. We might one day, on our website, set up a wee store if anybody wants to buy some of our hoodies from us,
Get some merch on.
Money goes to the New Hope. It doesn't go to my back pocket or anybody else's back pocket. But no, apart from the hoodies, again, we'll just say we've got a ladies group now, where Susie and Lisa from last week, we will be facilitating that group on Facebook, A New Hope ladies group. You'll find them there.
Lovely group, and we have, so that Wednesday it will be our 3rd week, and we've had new members the last couple of weeks, and we've talked about all sorts of things, and it's been really nice and a lovely place to share and have a good chat about what's happening in our lives.
Nice place to be. We're going to shut Colin up for a minute because these kids are going mental. See, silence is blissful. We also, again, from last week, we have a website, which is up and running now, where you can go and check in. We will be uploading more, hopefully soon. We are looking for somebody, if anybody is up for doing a bit of editorial work, finding reputable news sources and writing their own wee bits and bobs regarding mental health. It'd be fantastic if anybody wants to get in contact with us. There's a contact us page on the website itself. Also, the website ties in with the peer support book that we are currently doing. That will hopefully people start getting a bit more on board and willing to share their stories in the upcoming weeks. We're going to start. I'll start pushing it a bit more. Get more people knowing about it. because we want it to be a collaborative but with real stories, so there's a real impact, not just a workbook you open up and it's just Dr. Freud telling you how to deal with your own issues. Granted, there will be some of that in there possibly, but you'll get real stories. And also, I have been told to say we are looking at doing Tough Mudder. We're going to be training for Tough Mudder, allegedly. Somebody, Tweedledee and Tweedledum here, probably not. They'll just be the cheerleaders.
Yeah, no, Colin and I are going to be standing on the sidelines with the pom-poms, giving it that.
And a bottle of wine. Yay!
No, we're not tough muddering. Lisa, on the other hand, Lisa and Jamie are like super fit athletes.
And I'm somewhere in the middle thinking, should I, shouldn't I?
Are you, Keith?
Let me know what do you all think? Should I do it or shouldn't I?
Oh, see, if you do it, I'll need to. Oh no! Right, let us know. Should we all do it? Maybe Keith and I could be persuaded with the comments.
I'm on IT support
and some support, and some support from you.
Well, you're going to have to be there to make sure our tracking watches work and stuff, so that we can do it. So we need you on the course itself, straight off the bat.
Well, are you still on tag?
Tell people, Jesus. It's coming off next week, right? Jesus.
That's right. That's right. I forgot you're married. Permanent tag.
And also, if you'd like to get in contact with us, email address down there. It can be anything. You want to talk to us about specific issues? You want to, ask us anything? You want to offer us anything? Freebies are always good. We will not say no. I mean, yes, we will say no. I'm joking about it. I don't want freebies. But yeah, that's really it for those. There's not much is happening apart from trying to get everything going with the other stuff I mentioned last week. We'll see if anybody. We'll move on to our last topic after that, which is a couple of coping strategies and safe practices for the new normal that we're in. And we'll start with Susie this time. This is her expertise. Watch the fish drop. She's like, oh God, here we go.
Gosh, I don't know. Like, I suppose coping strategies, I've kind of mentioned some of them already, like being really careful about who you listen to. So just watch your sources. Try and walk in each other's shoes. Be kind and to each other. Like, be kind to yourself, though, first and foremost. Be compassionate. I know it's like I'm always banging on about this. Be, compassion. But it's so true. And try and, if you're feeling anxious about getting out there again, because lockdown has started to ease, and we are out there in the shops, and we're reconnecting more with people. If you're feeling panic, if you're feeling anxiety, it's either a new thing for you or that you've had before, but it's been compounded by the circumstances, be kind to yourself. This is absolutely normal to feel this way. We've been told by people in power that this is potentially a serious situation. We're human beings. We are wired up to be justifiably scared by frightening events. Okay, this is an anxiety-provoking situation that we're living through just now. So remember that and don't be hard on yourself. Lots of things, stay connected with everybody. Going back to what Colin said earlier on about humans being social animals, we are connected throughout. In fact, that's really helpful for anxiety. We keep talking to folk, and keep breathing, keep relaxing. And actually, maybe we could do that at the end of one of these sessions.
Yes, sir. What's that?
So like you're being all serious, and I'm sitting here going, "Rawr."
I'm sure whatever you just said, yes, we could do that one day.
Well, you're not listening to me.
Just the end bit. See, maybe giggle.
That's all right. I'll forgive you because it's your birthday.
Ooh. I get away with everything.
Just today, though. Just today.
Oh, okay. Today's good enough. How about calling any coping strategies or safe practices you feel like we should be doing?
Don't wash your hands. Well, do wash your hands.
Don't wash your hands.
Don't go out. Stay at home. Or do go out. Stay. I don't know. I think it's just look. Keep yourself healthy, guys. Get a walk about you. Get your head cleared. Wash your hands. And blow your nose and all that malarkey. Just listen to what's going on. Make sure you're staying your 1 meter or 2 meters apart, whatever you fancy doing. Wear your masks properly. I've seen a lot of folk out there that you have a mask on, but they need to get it up over your nose. Make sure you're doing that. Just me general things, just keep your head clear.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Jamie's put up me in the moment trying to do exercise, yoga, walk, just keep busy.
So anything aerobic then, really? It's just like
doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, this is why I'm IT support, my man.
The one thing I want to touch on is what she said earlier about the gloves. Now, in an ideal world, gloves are brilliant ideas. You know, you don't touch anything, you don't get the germs because obviously it touches the outside. But what you need to remember is, see, as soon as you've touched something, that's the germs on your glove. So then you go and get something else and touch somebody else. That's you pass the germs on from what you've touched to somebody else. Then again to somebody else, to somebody else, to somebody else. If you don't take them off and change them every time you touch anything. Now, if you just walk around not touching things, great, that's fine. But as soon as you've touched it, that's you got germs on you anyway. So all you're doing is then, instead of maybe washing your hands like you would do or sterilize, you've just got the germs on your gloves and you just pass them on. So safe practices for people with gloves is change your gloves every time you touch something. It's a bit impractical, really. Unfortunately, but if you just sterilize your hands and I can't help it if I'm telling the truth. Hey, look, don't start, right?
Sing happy birthday while you're washing your hands. You sing it twice.
See, you just
or in Keith's case 40 times.
Just to get me through the morning. The first wash, 6 hours later, I'm still in there washing. That's why I never go out.
Aye.
But no, apart from that, just follow what the advice is at the moment until we get new updated advice. But just be wary when you're wearing gloves. Wearing hands.
When you're wearing hands.
Yeah, when you have some hands on, just be careful. And the last bit, anything the viewers want to ask or say to us, we will get you up on the screen. Apart from Jamie, who's just talking. Because what's my excuse? You said we would have said. Well, there you go. He's just complaining that you said about going out and doing things. How typical. Typical. Anybody else want to say anything, or any stories or anecdotes we could think of which we could use for this?
I just can't wait until we can get back in and do sit down at McDonald's properly without giving all your details. Like, where you can get like the wee tubs of tomato sauce and dip your chips in and just throw them at people. Can't wait until we get back to them kind of days.
Do you not just do that anyway?
I tried to, but
that was you.
I tried to, but there's not enough people in the shop now, so you can't hide.
I've always wondered who kept throwing chips at you.
You have to have the wee dunk of tomato sauce with the stick.
Oh, now I know it's you. I'm just gonna get you back straight away.
Right.
You're coming on every week, Colin.
I should be told, Colin. You're the comic relief.
We need you.
As nobody else is, which I'll say we'll end it there for today. So
It's been a funny night, hasn't it? Because we were going to talk about something else entirely, but we had a wee last minute change. So
I know.
No, tag me in. No,
You attacked.
wait, there.
Tagged in. Tagged. Oh wait. Jamie says snow blowing and McDonald's are the same. I mean straw blowing.
Yes, Jamie, that's an art form in itself. But now they've changed the paper straws. It's different. It's not the same.
This is true.
That's a whole mental health issue in itself. Moving from plastic straws to paper straws.
Hey, that's true. I mean, the amount of people you hear complaining that there's now what the paper straws. You know, the last 2 minutes, then they go, ugh. You know, I can't.
It's true because like I'm a milkshake kind of guy. Whenever I go to McDonald's, and you're just sitting there like, and you're like pulling the straw, and it's just flapping about everywhere because it's soaking. Like,
I have to say that's the only thing I actually ever get from McDonald's. I probably get a little much, but I hate McDonald's.
Up the wee drive-through window. Excuse me, Ronald McDonald, can I get a spoon, please, so I can scoop my milkshake out?
I remember being in America and asking for a milkshake in America, and I did get a bloody spoon. It's like 3 times thick. It's just ice cream in a cup like this big, and I'm like, you need a spoon.
No, Jamie. Next week's agenda is not paper straws because that will move on for hours. I
also think there'll be a riot in the comments as well.
Plus, I think it would put Suze and Lisa right into good business. So, because they'd be dealing with traumatic episodes of it.
Nemo says paper straws are horrible. You try to drink milkshake and it's trying to suck up a golf ball through a garden hose. Bring back the plastic.
That's what it says, Nemo. So stop trying to steal my pattern. Calm yourself.
To drink your milkshakes, that's what the problem is.
Take your own straw.
No,
recycle. Reuse, recycle.
No, it's not the same.
Hey, but it's a good way to reuse a straw you've got in the house. If you don't mind taking a straw you've got in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Moving on from straws.
I know before we start a riot here.
Yes, we don't want a riot going on our hands. Jeez, I don't think I can handle that. Boy, fight me, Colin. That's what Nemo says. We do not promote violence. This is not Fight Club.
I'll just private mail him.
So I think we'll end it there before there's a riot of a real fight going on in our midst. So
paper versus plastic. Who will win?
Plastic. Who will win? So remember, we're always here for you. Please join our social medias. We'd love to see you there. If you need more help than what we can provide, don't forget you've got your doctors, you've got breathing space. You've got all your other different helplines as well. And if you're in a crisis, don't forget 999. I mean, that's what they're there for, as well as physical. And thanks for joining us. Please subscribe. I think next week, what was next week's topic? Does anybody remember? It should have been today's.
Oh yeah, so we were going to talk about the effects of postnatal depression, but in men. Becoming a dad, what's it been like for you? How has your life changed? How did it impact you in ways that you just did not see coming? And how do you feel now about it? So let's get all your questions, your comments. I hope that's right. That's what,
I believe that's what it was.
You can correct us. Does that sound right to you? It's not my area, guys. I don't know. It's not my...
If it doesn't work out, I'm sure we'll think of something. We'll tag Colin back in.
No. I'm only here for IT support.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Give Colin some love because he feels a little bit left out with his IT support. Good night. Sleep tight.
Right.